This is MJ with Rider Tears. I want to talk about Kamen Rider Zeztz Episode 4, Rob, where the mission is to protect the VIP bride. There's some interesting things going on here. First of all, the Yu Takahashi is continuing to write the episodes, so this is four in a row. The director of this episode is Hiroki Kashiwagi, who I'll come back to in a little bit. He's kind of new as a main director, but he was assistant director before. I guess that's really all I had to say about him. I did enjoy the direction of this episode, though, so I want to be clear on that. I really did enjoy the the direction. If you're coming off my short, you'll know it's because I'm a bird man and I love seeing guys flying around fighting. It's super cool. Really does it for me. But yeah, I want to get into some of the other things, so the other merits of the episode. One, I really liked the interactions between Baku and Nem. They feel really cozy. They feel like they've been working together for a while. There's still a little bit of awkwardness where she's this idol that's like super famous and everybody loves her and thinks she's so beautiful, and he does too. So in his dream, he's gonna try to dazzle her, and I'm so glad I didn't say that. And he tries to give her a flower, and she knocks it out of his. Nem accidentally deflowers Baku. Oh wow, that's funny. And that was fun. No, it was a fun little cute moment, and it was like it really felt awkward, and you could feel like even though she's this weird dream avatar person who's appearing, which by the way I like that Noct or Nix or whatever his name is, they show in the opening that they're on either side of this white pedestal thing that has, I think, statues on it. They're on either side of the wall. They're both wearing white. The doors, the mine's doors, have maybe it's an animus anima kind of representation. They have a man and a woman on them. The woman is on the top, and she's covering over. She's like clutching something, and it looks like it's supposed to be the key of the keyway of the door behind of the mine's door is looking through like where her heart would be. So it's like she's protecting it because she doesn't want you to see what's in her heart. And the guy down there on the bottom side of the door is doing the same thing, which is a really cool visual design thing. And it's something I noticed last episode, but I didn't think to mention it until now. But seeing the duality of the mind's doors having a woman and a man on them, a man and a woman on them. Two halves, the animus, the anima, which is from Jungian psychology. It's the internal male concept, idealized form of males that women have in their minds, and the opposite for men. Men have an idealized woman in their minds, and women have an idealized man in their minds, and that it has to do with how they perceive, according to Jungian theory, how they perceive the opposite sex and how they perceive the world, and like the level that they're viewing the opposite sex as, like daddy or mommy who helps me, basically like a romantic interest. I don't know what else is beyond that, and then like a wise sage who I can learn from. It like represents their mentality and their maturity. So if you're a guy or a girl who is only interested in the opposite sex because of whatever what you can do with them, like that's a sign of immaturity. But if you can perceive people as like whole beings who have wisdom and who like are worthwhile for non-physical things like that, then that's a sign of maturity. Roughly speaking, from the Jungian perspective, and I happen to agree with Young. Anyway, so moving on from there, that little detail in the opening, which I like the opening, it's a lot of fun. I like them all being giant in the city. That's a fun thing, especially the flying. I think mentioned in my short review, but I haven't mentioned it here yet. The flying was like at the quality, the action direction of the flying combat was near the level of peak action direction of flying combat, which I've seen in something like Ultraman Blazar. And I thought it was very good here too. Like they could have done better, but the director, who I'll get back to, I'll just jump on real quick right now, is Hiroki Kashiwagi. He was an assistant director for Kamen Rider O's, and he was an official director, formal director, for 2 episodes of Kamen Rider Saber, 36, 37 back to back, and now 2 episodes of Kamen Rider Zeztz, 4 and 5. So we're getting him at the beginning of his career. And there were nice directional flourishes, if I can say it that way, in this episode. And I thought the flying was among one of the better things that he did. From Saber, I have no idea. It's something about omnipotent power and change the future. Those are the episode titles. They have those in them. So I have no idea what those are about. Probably like omnipotent power. Probably like a penultimate form, or maybe even like the final form would have been obtained by then, which you would think you would not give that sort of episode to a green director, but whatever. Mazel tov, congratulations to him. I hope he continues to do well. And he also directed the Kamen Rider Saber spin-off web series of Sabella and Durendal. I don't know who these characters are. I didn't watch Saber. Anyway, and I have no strong feelings about it. What do you think about that? So, what I do have strong feelings about is this episode, which I watched, which I've been I think I've been highly praising this episode actually. In my last review for episode 3, I was talking about some things I didn't like, and I feel like maybe I've gotten those things out of my system for now, and I can just focus on more of the stuff that I do enjoy here. So I'm very tempted to click on a picture because I want to see better details. Oh, is that right? Okay. So I noticed last episode that there's a lot more gray on the suit when Zeztz transforms into a subform, I guess you could say. So last time he transformed he used the transform capsule, and I know I said I was just going to call them power balls, but I don't think I'm going to consistently do that, unfortunately. Something happened, lost my train of thought, trying to get it back. The director also worked on like maybe 10 episodes of Rio Soldier, which became Dino Fury, I think, and the Void Knight design is really cool, and my kids, one of my boys really likes that show. I don't know what the other one he likes. I don't know what he likes, but anyway, regardless, doesn't matter. Getting back on point, on task, on target. The undersuit changes, so it's like desaturated. The stuff that's like I guess what are they colored red usually? Yeah, they're usually colored red. They're now gray, they're like a satiny, so they have a little bit of reflectivity to them. He's got the like base suit is like that. I don't know, like Spider-Man. I can't remember which Spider-Man that was. Amazing Spider-Man with the British guy. Anyway, sorry, the other British guy, the older Andrew Garfield. Anyway, it's got like that texture to it, right? But so that stays. That texture of the suit remains, but what goes away is the saturated lines. They go from being colorful to being gray, and then also the like buffed up armor pieces on his top, his chest, and his abs. They're gone, and now they're replaced with these flat color panels that are in the same shape, and I'm sure they're in the same position, location, but they're just flat to his chest, and then it allows him to not. I'm assuming it's for the suit actor, not have to worry about it, but it's like a very nice, very cool shift in design. For me personally, like as somebody who likes to draw Tokusatsu characters and design suits and things like that, like see if I can grab them real quick. Hold on. I'll show you in a minute. I'm not a digital artist. I only do pencils right now, basically, which is that's where I'm at. Anyway, but like it streamlines the suit. I think it helps visually to make it less cluttered, and it probably helps the suit actor perform better in it. It's like flush, and then you've got the wing attachments that he has to worry about now instead of the stuff up here. And I just think it looks kind of sleek and nice. And I noticed it subtly, like I noticed it on a subconscious level while I was watching it, and then I pulled up an image from a wiki, and it's obvious. Like I looked at it, I think that's. I clicked on it. It's big now on my screen, and I can see clearly. Yeah, it's definitely what it is. So that's really cool. So yeah, overall, I like the episode. The bird guy, the crow monster dude is super cool. I even liked, honestly, I don't like the capsules, I don't like the power balls, but Baku using it in civilian form and dressed up as the priest using the power one, and like you saw his muscles buff up. I don't like it on the suit, but like on him, it's cool and it's funny and it was fun and it was a cute moment. And like he grabs the knife and lifts the guy all the way up, and because it's a dream logic, the guy lifts all the way up in there, and then he crushes the knife and turns it to dust and says, "Not a speck of dust will hurt you," to the bride. Like it's so cool and campy and fun and over the top, and it's like he's flirting with her because he's a secret agent, even though he shouldn't be, but because she's a bride. Anyway, but like it's fun. It's just good, clean fun, I guess. I don't know. But I really enjoyed the episode of that. It was good. I thought it did a lot to move the show forward. Also, the moment where they showed Mulder and Scully, Fujimi and Asuka. Anyway, I don't know. At the crime scene at this this wedding place. So like this wedding's going to take place in real life. It's not just a dream, right? Anyway, the black crow feathers appearing on the floor there, like crossing the sphere, with crossing from the dream plane into the real plane. Super cool idea, super fun, like mechanic to explain why the black cases are happening, and like a manifestation for them to like emanate and show themselves in the world. Very cool. And I didn't like that the chief was like, "I'm unofficially putting you back on the black files, or on the black cases." It's X Files. Anyway, that I didn't like so much, but whatever. There's going to be an arc there, and we'll move through it. So I'm looking forward to that and seeing how that all progresses. And then there was one, at least I'm not showing my drawing, but there was one other thing I wanted to mention from the episode, and I'm not remembering what it was this time. Something about the guy and his sister. I mean, there was kind of the thing with the sister where she's like, "No, don't help that old lady because you're gonna get hurt." Like that thread came back up. So like, this is something else now. Is that thread going to get closed? Is it going to be that he's like some destined dream warrior or whatever, and something out there is trying to stop him? I don't know. It could be. Yu Takahashi, like I've said before, has done things like that, long tail type of storytelling, which is great. I love that. But I'm just curious how they're going to handle that in this one. And yeah, I really like this episode. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. I'd love to hear what you thought about it overall. One of my kids drew on this, so this is my Go Ranger Tokusatsu Spider-Man. I think it's very cool. Although I was looking at it earlier and I was thinking, should he just have a cape? Should he have a cape too with the threads on it? He's got, instead of a baton like the Go Rangers had that could be a rope and stuff, he's got a gun that has like a web cannon thingy on it too for him to shoot webs from. I thought that would be cool. And look, he's got like the Go Ranger eyepieces, whatever, 8 eyes. A lot of fun. Anyway, so seeing the design stuff, I'm into that, especially because I enjoy designing characters myself so much. So yeah, anyway, I'm something of a character designer myself. I'm also, I don't know. So yeah, until next time, folks, take care, be well. Check out the trailer for my book out right now. Get back to me, give me your thoughts on Zeztz so far. Zeztz up to this point, if you're watching and reviewing with me. Yeah, see you around, kid. Magical bugs battle monsters in this exciting fantasy adventure. Gremlings prey upon children. Growbugs protect them. When a gremlin finds a hidden growbug fort, the whole flock makes a surprise attack. How will the growbugs survive? Find out in Mockwing Mayhem. Learn more at growbugs.com, where you can find out more about our mailing list, receive behind-the-scenes information, and get all the latest news on the growbugs.